The Myreth Dominion prided itself on efficiency. Empires had fallen beneath their fleets, not through brute force, but through precision, cold, deliberate, and clinical. They believed conquest was an art form, and to them, humanity was a small, unremarkable canvas on which to demonstrate it. The humans had expanded quietly across the stars, small colonies, trade stations, and outposts scattered like seeds of ambition. The Dominion barely noticed them at first. When they finally did, it was only because humanity had dared to settle a moon rich with iridium within Myreth-claimed territory. Negotiations were offered, treaties discussed. Humanity, as always, came with open hands and the language of peace. The Dominion's answer came in plasma fire. The moon of Asteria burned. The Myreth cruiser Vortal descended through the atmosphere like a god of flame, turning cities into slag and oceans into steam. Among the billions who died, one name was spoken across both Earth and the stars: Dr. Alara Voss, a humanitarian envoy. She had brokered peace across 3 sectors, advocated for coexistence between humans and alien species. She'd stood beneath banners of both Earth and the Dominion, preaching understanding. The Vortal's captain, Lord Eresh Keth, executed her live on broadcast. Her final words, transmitted across every open frequency, were calm, almost mournful. "You think my death ends peace. You don't understand humanity at all," the feed cut. Silence followed, and across the stars, Earth heard too. The Dominion's triumph in the weeks that followed, the Myreth celebrated. On their homeworld of Deathral Prime, banners hung high. Soldiers drank in the plazas. The Dominion Council convened to boast of pacifying humanity's frontier claims. Admiral Soltek of the Dominion fleet laughed when asked about retaliation. Humans? They will do as they always do: talk, weep, and send envoys. They lack the stomach for vengeance. To the Myreth, humans were a primitive species in iron shells, sentimental and short-lived. They had seen them trade and barter, but never bite. The Dominion's propaganda broadcasted images of Asteria's ruins. They called it a warning to other, lesser species who dared to test Myreth sovereignty. In their arrogance, they mistook silence for submission. They did not realize that while the Dominion feasted and laughed, a signal had left Earth's SolNet Defense Corps, a signal tagged with only 3 words: Protocol Voss, engage. 3. The silence before the storm. For a time, the stars remained still. Myreth scouts noted no human fleets, no war declarations, no intercepted transmissions of mobilization. It seemed the humans truly were broken. But deep within Sol's heart, shipyards that had lain dormant since the War of Orion ignited once more. The Titan foundries awoke, entire planet-side factories shifting from civilian production to armament assembly. Across Luna's scarred surface, long-buried weapons platforms rose from regolith like the bones of ancient gods. Earth's moon lit up with thousands of launch sequences. When asked what was happening, one Terran admiral simply replied, "The Myreth took one of ours. That's all the reason we need." The human fleets did not announce their movements. They didn't issue warnings or ultimatums. The Dominion's first sign that something had changed came when their outpost at Dithral 9 vanished from comms. No distress call, no debris. Just gone. Within 2 hours, 4 more colonies went silent. A Dominion patrol ship discovered the remains of the 5th. A shattered moon, its crust peeled open like fruit. Molten rivers glowing in space. A message burned into its surface by beamfire, readable even from orbit. For Alara. 4. The first retaliation. At first, the Myreth thought it was coincidence. Pirates, perhaps. Rogue asteroids. But as the disappearances spread, military stations, mining colonies, orbital yards, they began to understand. Then came the voice. It wasn't a broadcast of words, but of tone. Cold, synthetic, human. A universal frequency that reached every corner of Dominion space. "This is Earth Command. You executed one of our own. You believed it would end there. It will not." The Dominion's border sectors went dark within days. Their trade routes collapsed under coordinated strikes. Supply convoys never arrived. When the Myreth finally tracked one of the attackers, they expected small human frigates, outdated and undergunned. What emerged from hyperspace was something else entirely. Dreadnought Atlas. Carrier Leviathan. Siege cruiser Exodus. Humanity's fleet had evolved. Ships the size of cities. Hulls forged from neutron lattice, cloaked in adaptive refractive armor. They didn't arrive for battle. They arrived for erasure. The Dominion deployed their grand fleet to intercept. 8,000 vessels strong. It was the largest naval force assembled in their history. They met the humans at the edge of the Red Veil Nebula. The battle lasted 6 minutes. Humanity didn't use fleets and formations. They used mathematics. Quantum-coordinated drones swarmed like living storms, slicing through Myrath shields. Planetary-scale rail cannons shattered destroyers in a single volley. And when the Myrath tried to retreat, the humans sealed every hyperspace corridor, trapped them, hunted them. When it ended, there was nothing left but static. The Dominion's Grand Fleet, extinct, the weight of retribution. Panic spread through the Dominion. Their leaders convened emergency councils, demanding an explanation. Who were these humans? How had they built such weapons? How had they concealed them? But humanity didn't care for explanations. They didn't negotiate, didn't boast, didn't even answer hails. They simply advanced, world after world burned. Not for conquest, but for message. Human ground forces landed only once, on Deathroll Prime itself. The Myrath capital's skies turned red as human orbital bombardments shattered their defense grid. From the clouds descended soldiers in black armor, silent and relentless. Every broadcast station was overridden by a single feed, grainy, human, but unmistakable. It was Alara Voss's face, a recording. Her final speech, restored, replayed, echoed across the Dominion. Peace is a choice. So is cruelty, and every choice carries its cost. Behind her image, the human armada loomed, titanic silhouettes eclipsing the sun. Then came the Judgment Protocol. Orbital platforms unleashed coordinated strikes across the planet's crust, targeting military zones, shipyards, command hubs. The bombardment was surgical, efficient, precisely what the Dominion had once prided itself on. Except this time, humanity held the scalpel. When the bombardment ceased, Deathroll Prime no longer had a fleet, a government, or an empire. Only ruins. Empires fall. The surrounding vassal states, those who had once allied with the Myrath, rushed to declare neutrality. Some surrendered outright to Earth's fleets, offering tribute or reparations. Others tried to flee beyond charted space. Humanity pursued none of them. They didn't need to. The message was already written across the stars. Galactic trade networks crumbled overnight as species withdrew from Myrath markets. Former slave worlds declared independence. Every Dominion relay now carried a ghost signal. The emblem of the Terran Union, a shattered chain over a burning sun, and beneath it, 3 words: Justice has memory. The Myrath archives later recorded an intercepted transmission between 2 human admirals during the height of the campaign. We've dismantled their navy. Do we end it here? No, the other replied. We end the idea that they could ever do it again. For the next year, humanity dismantled the Dominion piece by piece. Not just militarily, but economically, culturally, politically. They erased the Empire's symbols from star maps, renamed their systems, rewrote their borders. And then, as abruptly as it began, it ended. The human fleets withdrew. No annexations, no demands, no occupation, only silence. 7th. The echo of fear generations later, the galaxy still whispered of it. The Voss retaliation, they called it. To some, it was myth. To others, prophecy. The Dominion's successor states never rebuilt. Their cities remained haunted, their skies scarred with the aftermath of orbital strikes. Their descendants told their children that if they ever saw a Terran vessel again, they should kneel, not fight. No one ever again touched a human envoy. The Galactic Council, formed after the war, kept 1 seat empty at its table. It bore the insignia of the Terran Union. No human had attended in over a century. Yet the seat remained untouched, unclaimed, a symbol of both respect and warning. When asked why it was left that way, the council speaker said only, "Because Earth never forgets, and neither should we." 8. The final broadcast decades after the Dominion's fall, a deep space exploration vessel stumbled upon an automated beacon orbiting the ruins of Deathroll Prime. Its power core was ancient but still active, its signal faint but clear. They decrypted it. It was a human message. To whoever finds this, we did not seek war. We did not desire conquest. But when one of ours was taken, we answered. Not out of rage, but memory. Remember this: humanity is patient. We build, we dream, we forgive, but we do not forget. We never forget. The beacon pulsed once, then went dark forever. Epilogue. The lesson of empires in the centuries that followed. Humanity retreated inward, content with its systems, its peace, its quiet vigilance. And yet, across every civilized world, every academy that studied history, every alien child who learned of the Voss retaliation. One truth became unshakable. Humanity's wrath was not measured in armies or fleets, but in resolve. They could forgive betrayal, endure insult, tolerate arrogance, but harm one of their own, just one, and they would move heaven, stars, and galaxies to avenge it. So when new empires rose and debated whether to test Earth's patience, the old captains would simply shake their heads. The invader,